help you recover.
Basically watching as much matches as I could in bed here.
Luckily, there's been a lot on.
There's been a lot
of grenade, and suddenly, Elevate's grabbed themselves a bit of wind, but a bit to try and beat their way through the remaining site. Unfortunately, with how much still stands, stepped in, hoping they swing their way from gold. It's the fight over. Into Geisha, back towards the opposite end of gold. Just sees the end of Doki. Ooh, Alamal's not. Well, certainly neither is
one of these tables, which is exactly what Sapper is doing. Doesn't matter any end
power of the drone and roam game, and well, there's Onigiri at least finding the first
down before Doki responds.
Wow, it's back and forth so far. Bit of a pace on DCH with a bit of width. Doki with a little bit more. There's a 1 versus 1. Might be a second or two, but Doki can make that sprint. No!
I'm so confused by this. He jumps out. He finds Onigiri as well before a Claymore. What's happening right here? Goes for the pre-fire, but takes more damage than he deals. And missed the punch. Time to get rid of the ADS that could be out there. Didn't this time. And Alamal comes swinging in.
To Alamal, and look at the time though, 22 seconds. They're really far away from seconds. He can make it towards the kit and the site at this point. It is just around. Short and snappy to the site before. I just left wanting.
DCH is kind of in a bad position because as soon as he jumps in, he gets taken out. Mr. Punch takes Benjamin. Now it's on site for G2. 2 people are holding this window. None get found. And that means that this plant potentially will go down and get back in. 40 seconds left on the clock. It's Elevate. They lock it out. Might just lose his life. Bench is coming up as well, but wasn't aware of the player right in front of gold. Onigiri takes him down, and G2 just getting...
They don't have anything in their pockets, but they have this. Manpower, confidence to swing, and Onigiri ending a flawless. I believe he's gone on the far end of the flank. The first grenade impacts the spray either side of the door as Mr. Punches to take. Benja is removed. Another grenade goes, and that one does get Sapper in response.
DCH just completed a flank. Will take down 1 kill. He has no clue that there was still a second player right behind the breach. Blur takes him down. It's only up to 3 seconds on that clock. Does he know where this plant is happening? No, does not. Doki takes him down. And G2 equal the scoreline.
Bit of a strike here onto gold. If they don't know about Mark, well, Mark might make them know. There's one. Sapper gets one as well. And when it was a 1 versus 1, and now it's, well, not going to be one either. Elevate, once again in the lead. DCH has pulled himself back round. They're still watching the flank now. And now they've got 3 extra bodies to do it with. G2, they found some success. Doesn't get anybody shot out in a crowd. And leaves just DCH here against 4 Titans ahead. Is going for the... They're trying to shoot him and go fishing. He wins out a huge fight underneath. They're going for the plant once again. He's going to see if he can find it. They've picked up that everything has become impossible. And at this point, it's a G2 round.
Enough a player, but it's not going to be connecting.
Sprayed over the door, and Blur just gets DCH. Not entirely sure what he was trying to accomplish there as G2. They're going for the pinch later on. They've been able to do a lot of the groundwork earlier. There's a huge take back from Mark and Mr. Punch, looking for one more over the top of the black stairs. They've got themselves propped up. There's only 15 seconds, and Doki is doing big bits. Can he get the last kill on the corridors and finally finds it?
Okay.
Had him do these big power plays. We know he's possible over swing around, and Doki though has been the impact that you need. The Flying Scots underneath the player inside Geisha. He's going to pop pistol shots and get Blur. Sapper, he's looking for one more out the door, but as the floor guns of G2 are peppering over the top, but so is Mr. Punch. Gets the mid-revive. Alamal gets one back. Fights over gold. They've spread themselves out. There's one. The second is round on black stairs, running with the pistol over the top of the shield. Gets the little bit of a connection. Not enough. We are going to OT. Get it from bottom to top and rock out Doki. And you suddenly lost your Ashe and your Iana, and now you've lost one more. Onigiri just pushed his way back up the house once again in a clutch situation here. Not for very long once again. Elevate, more dangerous place, but look at the time and look how far away Elevate are from actually getting themselves in the kit. Doki with one more as well, and the attack is just for an engagement. Mark's able to find one. They can't quite slip themselves over the top. Benj is doing everything to hit them either side. Mr. Punch does find another slip around. Gold, get himself tucked in. They're going to rotate away. Mr. Punch gets one. Can they get there in time? No!
And that
Potentially misthrowing grenade.
potentially got that. That's going to be a return kill. DCA, Punch both find one. He does go quite low, but it's back in a 3-on-3 situation. Scrap that coming through as Blur and Alamat both will pick.
Virtue's on the second story, keeping the lockdown and cutting the rotate. There's a swing round and Mr. Punch. He suddenly has a straight eye right towards where Blur is. The star talisman player for a team cannot quite make the mark, and G2, they confirm themselves out of groups. This group ends up winning it, because then you at least can sort of say, well, I might have come fifth. You'd probably don't.
I could have come fifth. It would actually been huge if you managed to grab that Goyo canister. Stoking.
Oh no!
3 kills. The diffuser dropped as well. 20 seconds. They need to kill him, pick up the diffuser, and then still try and get the plant through.
The break on the keeper barricade, but they are more than happy to play this Doki. Oh, this has been a tragic start to continue a tragic day here for Elevate. Underneath as well, DCH is going to push lower square and traded out.
At least they managed to get that trade instantly, though. So it drops down.
Well, there's Mark slapping back and keeping the momentum going. Make sure. They're going to see if they can try and buy themselves some time. They buy a fight, get the down, go for the confirmation, but it costs them. The hatch, these two hit the ground. They know exactly where he is. They're hopped up and Elevate respond with a round of their own.
Then straight up go for the pickup.
Just like this, of where a lot of the hold is. The ping's on one. Look at that. Instantly followed up by Mr. Punch with a very far away fight.
Thump is going to try and find Blur, but doesn't quite connect to the head. Blur goes aggressive. Not quite sure what he's doing out there. Gets picked up.
Giving him nothing. Doki step back in one side. Alamau's low on the other. And once again, Alamau and Doki throughout these rounds, we'll have to check them once again on Agiri and Doki. A scrap over the top of the hatch. Pre-fires, and it's Doki. Baits it with a couple at this point. With 3 of them to go and only 10 seconds. Well, 2 of them are stacked up on one side, 1 on the other, and G2 is he going to get the right swing? Is looking for the player, and there it is. Blur gets a couple of peppered shots off, so they just got the C in the cool of the room underneath. So Tellers is just as vital to this. Sapper, he loses out the fight on the swing round, but Mr. Punch does take, trying to fight his way back in. It's on Agiri that finds Doki, snuck up the stairs, but Benja catches the blind side sprint, and Virtue finds one, and once again, between these two teams, push himself closer and closer. The rotate down to the bottom of square. He's going underneath, and he shoots to the top. Benja! They want to, but they know when to pull the pressure off. Look at this, the shotgun. Talking of pressure, Alamau doesn't quite get the bite he wants, goes back for seconds and is left a little bit.
The only 2 alive. It's going to be a free kill to Doki, though, as Mark just comes through. The diffuser soon will be recovered, but
the back of blue, the pre-fire. Virtue gets 1, DCH, and it's a very well-known flank. They trusted it because they couldn't otherwise push.
Elevate now on the defense. This is where they have the opportunity to...
Oh, no.
I was going to say start off strong, but Benja gets side.
So Strone's getting the business done on the canisters inside the site, and there's this. The drop down the back. Sapper, a very important fight to win out on gold. Goes for gold second as well. He's looking for a hefty engagement here, but Blur going down in the mix. Benja suffering huge scraps of damage. Elevate the back end. The hatch drop from the top rope. There's one more for Mr. Punch. The smoke doesn't quite land where it wants to, and Virtue some awareness, but Blur's got to head down. It's a 2 versus 1 for this time. Virtue wins the first. Can he find the next? Is it going to pop up? There it is! And inside Janitor's Sapper, he's lined up. He finds the next. There's 2 off the board. It's a 1 versus 1 out of nowhere. And there it is, Sapper! They're not done yet!
For the pings to come through, he's waiting for them to get a bit closer, but I believe that's someone on his drone out there. Alamau gets taken down. Mr. Punch takes down another one as well. Virtue loses.
And that's the fire, the drop. It's going to happen on the hatch, the blind and the swing. Benja gets 1, Sapper gets 1 back, and there's the C4 over the top. Does huge amounts of damage. Benja, he's over the top. Can he make it a second in a row? Sapper's gone wide, and there it is! Sapper! 2. Wow. Oh, and he gets 1 more. Way. Can he find the third? No. Virtue's the end, but Mark is the continuation. Over the top, and Brian get that locked in and get G2 locked over. Unfortunately not. Sapper. I mean, the fault of that. They can't quite get this cemented and locked down on the second map. Onigiri, unfortunately, still the first off. There goes Mr. Punch on the opposite end of the top square. Mark's on the bottom, looking for the fight. Just ekes it out. A great take. With the extended barrel.
With this, he puts himself in the crossfires of the two remaining G2 players on the other side. The grenade comes through, and that's Sapper taken out. That's the clutch factor of the...
When the man's head down, DCH, round on the back. They pop up off the kid. He got the swing around, aiming at the... Pulled out, though. Blur holding far away on the angle. They're going to see if they can maybe get...
They baiting?
They're hoping. Blur gets it just through the wall. Doki finds DCH and fire over the top. They know where he is. He tries to make a bit of a response with the SMG secondary, but he can't. Sapper, he did a 3 versus 1 earlier. It's a 5 versus 1 here, but it's not his this time round. G2. They couldn't have drug it out longer, but they just stemmed themselves from